Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wolf Quest, Dawn of the Wolves, our special summer event with Dawn and her litter of puppies, including Moose, one of her children who has finally reached adult age, has become a dispersal wolf, gone on his own side story adventures, and recently got a mate of his very own named Bay, a beautiful black wolf with cinnamon coloring who was actually spending most of her life here in Lost River, so it's very useful that we bumped into her because Moose is now on a quest to hunt down a moose, and that is the last thing that we are really angling to do with his side story, other than possibly staying here at night in order to see something very special and very spooky across the river. But I'm really excited, guys, because today may be the day we find a moose. We have to see if we actually find one. They can be a little bit hard to spot, but we came up here to the hilltop because Bay wanted to show Moose where she has been, where she has lived, a view of Lost River, and kind of the scope of what happens to be in the valleys. She's really a wolf who has learned how to hunt very well in the city and take advantage of all the buildings there. So she doesn't often go out to the open ranges or to see the waterfall that's over there. That waterfall is really beautiful. I love visiting that waterfall. And she doesn't often go down into those open fields. She's often thought that's a really interesting thing. It's a very beautiful place, but the wolves there just seem bigger and tougher than she is, and she's always been chased away whenever she tries to go and roam around the elk herds down there. And she just feels strong enough to have been able to kind of surprise a lot of the elk that she was hunting from, you know, the windows and the shop fronts in the city, but, you know, a black wolf out in the open field sort of stands out. And she may be very smart, but she doesn't have a lot of strength, so she wasn't able to do very much hunting in the fields, but she's ready to leave the city and possibly start her own pack with Moose elsewhere. Well, it's going to be really interesting to see if you guys end up voting Moose in as the heir to Dawn's family, especially because he happens to have that very special artifact behind his ear. He is carrying our 100th lucky rabbit's foot, and I would very much like to see that stay in the moon pack, but if you guys feel that Moose is just not the right heir, then we won't pick him. I don't really see that happening, but he and Bay will probably end up being the next heirs to the moon pack right now, but you never know what his younger siblings in Dawn and Onyx's next litter will be like, so we'll just have to wait and see. For now, we're gonna leave Moose here, and we are gonna have him and Bay search out a moose, and we're going to kind of test their strength by trying to hunt down and take out an actual moose, which is supposed to be kind of difficult and best done with a mate. So now that we finally have a mate, we're going to try to find a moose, and then we're going to have to see if we can actually hunt the thing down. This is probably going to be very tricky because we were not able to defeat the last moose we found. So we'll go back to the first location we bumped into them, and then we'll search around some of the locations around Lost River. And that actually may be like the hardest thing we have to deal with now, is just finding a moose. So I might have to really do some very careful reconnaissance and kind of nose around searching for said moose, said meese, hiding inside of the city. And I might have to see where you can normally find them. They do occasionally, they show up at dawn and dusk most often, and we've often stumbled on moose when we didn't need to. But we'll have to see how long we're stuck searching for them with Moose and Bay. And it's going to allow their story to actually develop and unravel, like last time when they fell in love, meeting each other in the dawn light way up on the bluffs there as the dawn's warm sunlight spread across the grasses. That was just so cool. I'm really happy that they both seem to really prefer dawn. It is dusk right now. We will only be playing in dawn and dusk in Lost River to try to encourage Moose to possibly show up for them to be able to hunt, but we'll rotate between the two depending on what the random generator picks for the day. The random generator has also picked the second level of difficulty, so if they do find a moose— where did you go? Bay? Bay, don't leave me here with this creepy sign. So if we do find a moose, then hopefully we'll be able to take it out. I'm a little worried if we find a moose on a day where the random generator picked like a super challenging day, but we'll have to see. Anyway, Uncle Henry, we couldn't wait any longer. Meet us at JJ's cabin. Hurry! Oh, the messages here always creep me out. Bay! Oh, Bay! I wonder why she didn't want to come over here. She just got stuck behind the fence. Bay, that's really kind of interesting and kind of creepy. Now I don't want to go back near that house too. but we'll search around for the moose and just kind of let their story unfold. And that is something I wanted to talk to you guys about today too, is the stories in Wolf Quest. I really want to bring our stories to life quite a bit more, and the best way I think we can do that is by bringing back something that we used to do in our older Wolf Quest episodes, and that is reading out your guys' little role plays and fan fictions for our wolves while we roam around and do the basic work of rushing from place to place and hunting. We've seen how the wolves hunt before. We have crossed over these maps so many times with so many paws that we can probably recite exactly where every single spot you can find coyotes is and rabbits is, and we can pretty much tell you like how the hunting works by now. We know how to watch the elk and how to take them out because we've been with so many generations of wolves. So while we're running around like this, just looking for moose or doing our basic hunting or trying to gain enough experience to be able to teach a new wolf what it will take to start a new pack with a new mate, I want to be able to fill that time with something special. And I want to fill that time with your guys' stories once again. That's something we used to do where I would read off while we run around, and sometimes it like really sillily made me run into like a building or run into a tree while I was reading out the little fan fiction you guys would write. But I want to start doing that when we're just kind of doing this, running from place to place. And if I don't have a particular story in mind for explaining what our wolves are doing, or if we're just kind of doing the grinding hunting, I would love to tell your guys' stories because it brings them to life in a way I couldn't do on my own. And that's something I've always loved about Wolf Quest, is how you guys step up as a community and you really help it come to life through your creativity. And there's something just so absolutely, utterly beautiful about that. All right, so we didn't have the moose in the normal spot that we had back there. So I'm going to poke over here just on the off chance, and then we'll go look over at the gas station. And if we still don't find a moose because it is dusk, then I will kind of take a peek at where moose are supposed to show up. And we do need to feed Moose, the wolf, about now too. Oh man, and it's this creepy spot. This tunnel, oh my gosh, I've got like goosebumps. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm very, 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 very much a wimp. Oh my goodness. I thought for a second like we couldn't go there, but Bay could. Imagine how spooky that would be, like sending her in there to do a little bit of searching, and Moose was like too big to go in, but Bay is just like just small enough. Oh, that'd make a really cool story too. All right, so no moose over here either. We'll go check over by the gas station, and then I'll like kind of peek and look up where moose are supposed to show up just to make sure we're on the right path. But I think that would be a really fun thing to do, to be able to read out your guys' fan fiction and kind of turn it into a story reading thing while we're running around just gathering up the food and waiting for the stories to unfold themselves when the drama happens of trying to raise our puppies or take out the moose or search for a mate. There's some lulls during the wolves' days, and I think Bay is from a family in particular who really believed in passing on the stories of what happened during the day. So we might start off with maybe some fan fiction or some role playing of really fan fiction more than anything, so that I could read it out kind of a story style, a paragraph or two of maybe a life in Moose and Bay's a day in Moose and Bay's life. Or maybe you could even tell me a story that Bay was told by her parents, or maybe a story that Bay's brother told her about what that cat sitting on top of the statue does. Bring this world to life for us, guys. Bring it to life, and then I will bring it to life through reading it out while we're just running from place to place and doing our hunting, and it will help us to really see this for so much more than what it seems to be on the surface. And that's the secret of storytelling. That's the secret of really being able to dive in and create something more from what seemed to be like the sum of the parts. So let's see, or the sum of the parts, like you can create something so much more if you add a story to something than what it is on its own. So that's what I want to do with you guys. All right, we're gonna see if there's like a moose over here, maybe around the motel. And let's check over here behind the motel. I've not really ever run over here, so I'm like a little bit cautious, but I think that we can interpret this as Bay sort of showing Moose kind of the layout of the land, where you can search for different things, why she's grown a little bit bored of Lost River, but maybe seeing it through Moose's eyes will make her decide that she wants to stick around here instead. Ah, that scared me! Ah! Those chemical symbols on the sign scared me. I thought they were like something leaning out to grab me. Oh my goodness. Okay, and this is BCE, remaking the world one molecule at a time. And this, my friends, is part of the secret to why the Lost River is now lost. So yes, you can probably start putting together some puzzle pieces for exactly what happened here, and why there are no people here anymore, and why this place is shut down, and why we have private property, no trespassing, and why there's some little signs, and the newspaper in town can indicate that something was going very, very, very wrong here. So that's a story in itself. There's stories here that we can definitely bring to life if we work together. And I think that's where I would like to go, because look, we have a lot of time where we just have to run in circles looking for a moose. And I would love to fill in that time with something more. So let me know what you guys think. And if you have an idea of how we can kind of fill in this downtime with moose and bay when we're just searching. Oh, okay, come on, Bay. Let's keep looking. When we're just searching and when we're trying to complete a challenge, or when we are raising our puppies and we're just doing some of the basic hunting, then let me know. We used to have a companion wolf who would teach the puppies stories of their ancestors, and I do have something in mind for that when we have puppies again. But I would love to hear like your guys' little fanfics of just like a day in the life of Moose and Bay, or of an event that happened in the past with them, or some story that Bay was told by her parents or her siblings or another wolf somewhere around here, maybe about a very ancient wolf named Quartz who happened to have a pack here on this mountain, or maybe perhaps about the cat. Like I said, there's just a lot of stories that we could tell, and I'd love to see your guys' creativity on display. And if you think that'd be a good way to pass the time while we run from place to place searching for this moose in Lost River, and when we are doing our basic hunting, when we are over in no moose over here either. Darn, I'm gonna have to look up where you can find moose, that's for sure. Darn. Alright, yeah, if you think that would be a good way to pass the time, then please let me know, because it would also show off the creativity of our community and hopefully spur your guys' ideas and maybe make you see Lost River and Amethyst Mountain and the other places and our pack and the characters and the wolves within our pack in new ways. Also, if you have another idea of maybe more challenges we could add, though it seems like no matter how many challenges we layer on, eventually we manage to really outmaneuver them. And, oh, when did this graveyard come here? What do you mean a graveyard? I don't remember a graveyard. How did I miss this? Is this new? I've never seen this. Do you have any idea how many times I've played here? Do you have any idea how many wolves I have led across this land? I was just talking about how I need you guys to help me fill these stories in so that we can fill in, like, learning about this land more from your guys' point of view and your stories about our wolves. And then here's this just graveyard. Excuse you, graveyard. I think not. Bay, do you have any explanation for this? When did this come in? What should we do here? If we show up here at night, does something happen? Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, well, I'm also gonna have to look up where the heck we can even find moose, because I'm a little bit put out. Okay, seriously, graveyard? Seriously? Oh my gosh. I'm a little bit put out that we can't stumble across them very easily. So yeah, again, your guys' help. Day in the life of Bay and Moose. And if you have an idea for maybe a way that... Oh, what's this? A cougar! Well, that's not exactly what I was expecting, but like, there's a little bit of action there. I guess we could go ahead and give the cougar a little bite on the rump, if we can ever catch up to it. Let's chase the cougar down! See, I would love to be able to like, have these events happen and then go and see your guys' storytelling about the events. Oh, that would be so much fun! That would be so much fun! And you have to admit, guys, with 3 maps, as I've mentioned in the past, it takes a little bit of effort. Can we land a blow on the cougar at least? Even just like 1 bite? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We chased it away! See, look at that! I would love to know what Bay thinks about Moose having chased that cougar away. She seems really excited. And we gained so much experience from doing that. Oh, that is fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. And now there's a fox? Okay, maybe if we stay in this area, we'll eventually find a moose. Foxes and cougars. Alright, come on. Maybe I can give the fox like a little chase. I think Babe gets very excited by having her own pack now, and a mate to be able to share the thrill of the hunt and the thrill of the chase with. So I think that they would be kind of like young wolves that would be chasing down the different prey, chasing down and chasing off the other predators and kind of feeling their strength. This fox has come up so far. Oh my goodness, I didn't know I could come over here. Oh my goodness. Am I ever going to be able to just nip his tail just once? I don't think so. I don't think we will be able to nip his tail. I think we will just end up chasing him around and around and around and around and around. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. He's gonna get away. Faster, faster, Moose. Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't think you can chase the foxes down, so I'm gonna have to give up on that fox now. All right. And Moose is getting hungry, so I need to take him back for some food. But if you have a different idea on how we could pass some of the grind and maybe explain how you would do it if you were me, then please let me know, because I would love to. Even if we cut out all of the side stories, we cut out all of the searching, we cut out all of the hunting, there would still be a lot of downtime as we wait for our tiny puppies on their tiny puppy legs to follow us when we are guiding our puppies to the summer hunting grounds. And what the heck? This tree stick scared me. Oh, this has been a day of graveyards and startles and all sorts of things. My goodness gracious. And yeah, if you guys have some other ideas of how, like, especially coming from the heart of what you love about WolfQuest, if you could let me know so that I can make sure to provide that to you guys. I feel like the stories provided by you guys will help me to weave together the challenges that we do, the stories that I tell, and then these lulls where the wolves are just kind of running from place to place, trying to eat a little bit of their food and working on their challenges, which will happen in every single one of our wolves' lives. And I would hate to cut their stories a little bit shorter just because we were trying to get things done. I want to be able to celebrate the fact that today Bay and Moose managed to chase away a cougar, and we did a lot of searching and found a graveyard. That was really fun, but it would have been a lot better if I had been able to tell you guys stories about when they met that you guys had written, and that we were able to coo over and say, there's another fox. Like, maybe we could guess why there are so many foxes all of a sudden. I would love to see your guys' additions to those story explanations before we really start just wandering around in circles, if that makes sense. And if you have some other advice or tips or things you would want to see with our WolfQuest adventures that would be a little different, then let me know, because I know you guys want our WolfQuest adventures, and I know that it becomes a grind often because we've done them so many times and we've seen so many places, and the things only spawn in certain locations. So I'm asking for your help at figuring out how we can fill in that grind so it doesn't quite feel like that, and we can just enjoy being along for the journey even during the quiet little times with our wolves. Alright, I'm going to actively search up where I can find moose hiding in Lost River, and then next time we're going to aggressively stalk out the moose territory so we can aggressively start hunting the moose, and hopefully we'll have some really wonderful stories from you guys ready and waiting to tell too. And please let me know. I know you want WolfQuest so badly, and I want to be able to bring it to you, but I need your guys' help at figuring out how to be able to bring you the best stories in the best way without running in circles too much more. So if you have any ideas, please provide them. This is only as amazing as it is because you guys as a community have helped me build WolfQuest into what it has become. And by the way, if you need a Wikia to check in on a whole bunch of our WolfQuest ancestors, stories, and challenges that we have done, there is a fan-based Wikia that is absolutely amazing, and I am really in awe of the work that everybody has put in over there. Alright, let's take down this elk as a final way to celebrate what we're doing. And I really hope... Oh, what the heck? Where did it go? How did it... Oh, there it is! There it is! Oh my gosh, that's so cool! She's on it! Bay is not gonna let this elk get away, even though this elk was trying to be quite clever and going behind that school bus. Good job, Bay. You know this big city. Okay, let's get this elk. And one more bite, and now we can take it down. Take it down even though she tried to return to the protection of the herd. And boom, a little bit more food. But alright, like I said, there's the Wikia. I want your guys' stories. I need your guys' help at figuring out how we can pass this kind of open, quiet time while we work from goal to goal. And I will try to move a lot faster on our goals, by the way, so we get through more generations. I just don't want to rush it. And when there's things I can't control, like when a moose is actually going to show up, would you prefer if I just don't stay with them until the moose comes and just cut out all of that? Or would you prefer if we had some stories to tell and we just got some time to really appreciate Moose and Bay as characters for the way that Bay was able to lunge out from behind the school bus and chase down this moose, and the way that we were able to chase off a cougar, and it got the wolves just super excited in a kind of a youthful way. Or the way that this was a very smart, oh my gosh, very smart elk to go and rush to the protection of the bull elk, that's for sure. She nearly got us there. All right, we'll take her down. Oh, our meat is hurt. Okay, eat up, Bay, eat up. Eat up. All right, I'm watching her heart get a little better. There we go. So yeah, you guys have heard it all. You know what I need, and I hope I can provide you some amazing stories. Especially, maybe, actually, I hope you guys can provide us some amazing stories. Oh, and then just some guidelines. Really super duper long stories are hard to follow, so I'm looking for things in the comments that are age appropriate, that are grammatically, they're going to be really important, that you're okay on the grammar, so when I read it out loud it makes sense, and that are usually like try to stick to a maximum of maybe 3-4 paragraphs, and that'll really help to kind of just keep the stories cohesive and tight, and then also something I can read out while I'm reading from the side of the screen, corner of my eye, trying not to crash our wolves into one building after another. So let me know what you guys think about that idea. Of course, we can totally discard it if it's not popular and just like cut out these side stories, and even though I hear so many of you guys enjoy the side stories, and just focus on pup raising and the drama with pups. But remember, we'll even have some grind time with the pups, so this is just to try to solve that problem and figure out where we're gonna go with our Wolf Quest stories. So enough of my rambling. I feel like I just talked a bunch of hot air, but we'll look for some moose very aggressively next time, and I will see you all then. Bye bye.